I don't know whether it was because I'd spent 2 weeks walking beaches, but when I pulled up at the woods that I love so much, something felt different. There was a definite whisper of, "Come in, we have something for you." And why was this whisper so loud? Was it the newness after the ocean, or the fact that I keep going back here, walking at all times of the day, in the dark, in the fog, in the rain, in different seasons, finding natural treasures and new paths, having adventures here? I know this wood so well because I go back. I even know where to shelter when it starts to rain. And it didn't take too many steps into the woods to find out what was new. What did the woods have to offer up for me today? Blue. There was blue here. Bluebell season, of course. So bluebells were new. What wasn't new, what was more ordinary, were these two crazy dogs, spotting things in the trees and charging around. But the bluebells were new, and I had heard the wood correctly. And I think if we want to be connected, there is an element of needing to go back, to give it time, like any good relationship, to keep returning to a spot so that we do hear these whispers. So find a spot you love, return. It doesn't need to be with crazy animals like this. I feel connected here because I do keep coming back. And that's why I knew there was a treasure being offered up before I even set foot in the woods, a treasure of blue. So bluebells are in the woods, and because I know all the secret paths, I knew exactly the 2 paths to head for. Not on our normal route round, to find the banks where I know the bluebells will be growing. It was realising I knew exactly where the bluebells grow in this huge wood that just made me realise how connected I actually am. I know that you have to step off this main path onto this secret little path past the blossom tree, which I know well. This is a path with great overhanging trees for when it rains. It has a secret little crossroads at the top, and it throws you more into the centre of the wood, into secret places. So secret, I know that somebody lives here in a tent under secret trees. They've been here for months. I'm sure they know the woods as well as I do. I know they're there, and I'm sure they know I'm here too. So past secret homes, on secret paths, another turn. I know down here that there is a bank that grows bluebells, and sure enough, in front of me, there is the blue again. Bluebells, otherwise known as fairy thimbles, used to call fairies to a meeting. Their meaning, humility and constancy, gratitude, everlasting love. But in these decks, rather darker meanings, probably linked to the fact that fairies are said to cast spells on those who pick or damage bluebells, leading to their other name of dead man's bells. used historically as glue or starch, gluing feathers on arrows, or used in bookbinding, as you can see from this card. It is said that a person wearing a garland of bluebells must tell the truth. It's also spoken that the fairies lead travellers in circles or capture children who will remain lost forever by using the intoxication of bluebells. The smell is incredible, and it's said to induce a fairy trance. In Scotland, bluebells are known as harebells because of the hairs that hide amongst the flowers. They're also called witches' thimbles or witch bells, and over half of the world's bluebells grow here in the UK. So as I wandered around soaking in these beautiful blue flowers and trying not to get stolen away by the fairies, I thought about the balance between going back to a place to connect with it, but also stepping out into the new, stepping onto new paths. I think truly connecting with place is kind of a balancing act of the two, to re-walk the familiar, almost like a ritual, to feel the connection, to grow the relationship, but also finding that exciting new path to explore the secrets and the adventures that the place has in store for those willing to seek. It's a balancing act. So from the secret paths with the bluebells back onto our more normal route, rejoining it here by the sacred circle of trees that has its whole different energy that belongs just to this one point. So go back to the places that call you. Those whispers are not just imaginings, it's connection growing with place. Walk the familiar, offer it up as ritual, but when you get to a crossroads, sometimes take a different path, like this one that I've started walking down to get us back to where I park my car. I discovered this beautiful new picnic area and the trees that are growing, the dogs as well. They have started playing chase around these trees. They're getting to know it too, making their own connections. Go back and see how many treasures get offered up to you. Treasures to film, like this bee. Hopefully you won't get your lurcher run into you full pelt as you're doing it. But through the season, you'll get new flowers, new experiences, new adventures, and chances to wish for more. I wished for more bluebells, and a few days later, I was here. I loaded my car up with picnics, beautiful children, and friends to go back to a wood about 20 minutes away that I knew also held the magic of bluebells. Again, a little known empty wood that has so much beauty within it. I couldn't wait to show my friend, and it was magical. Go back, form the relationship, and just watch the magic that gets offered up in return. The sight was truly magical. Bluebells in every direction, and the smell. I would have to keep an eye on my children. The intoxication of the fairies was everywhere. An ancient woodland with a carpet of blue as far as the eye can see. Birdsong and ferns. Standing here amongst these ancient trees, it wasn't hard to believe that most of the world's bluebells are growing here. So with picnics set up and books to read and new paths to explore, we sat and we spent a few hours in this wondrous place, reading, talking, finding insects to look at, just having the most wonderful time in amongst magic. And what to give back to places like this? Well, in this magic wood we made twig hearts as a thank you to the fairies on the paths. In my more regular wood, I lit a pick the car park on repeat. I want to return to draw these beautiful flowers, bring my creativity into the space and spend time here. But in all of these places, there is one thing. I go back. I appreciate, I spend time. Like any relationship, it's a give and take. And I honestly think that in these places, the more you put in, the more you get out. The more the whispers come, the more you get given surprise sights. There is a relationship to be formed with the land, and I think it's a connection that in our consumerist world we're forgetting. Kids are not being taken to these places. Language is being forgotten. Acorn is a lost word. Soon kids won't know sites like these. So go back, go regularly, take friends, leave gifts, pick up litter, look for secret paths, re-walk the old paths to get to know the trees, to see the same sights in different seasons, to walk it in the dark and to use different senses to find your way around. Get lost, get found again. Bring your creativity, bring your love, bring your awe, bring a camera, bring art supplies. Write down the experience, use your words, soak it all in. In a world where people feel unconnected, this gift is on our doorstep. Let's look after it, let's keep it protected. Let's work together for Mother Earth so that in 10 years' time this is still here. Let's fight the developers that want to tear these places down for profit. be in it, be connected, be of it. Go back, explore, repeat, and commune with place, because within it there is a voice that wants to speak with you.